Hello everybody and welcome back to Orbit Industries. And as we spoke about in the last episode, we were waiting for the military contract to complete, and then we we're going to hopefully move on to the bridge for the mission to complete the mission of this episode. So military contract has completed. We paused the game for a second. We're at 15,000 credits, so we're not doing too bad. We have got another no, we haven't got anything coming in at the moment. So let's get another mission going for now. Have a look at what we got. We'll release it for a second. Let it drop the next mission on. There we go. Let's pause it. So we've got surveillance flight. We'll take surveillance flight because that allows me to then do defense administration. The two contracts are going nicely. That's going to earn us a little bit of credits. Now let's look at the bridge. So what I'm going to do is off one of these little spirals here. I'm going to put a bulkhead on. We're then going to go out on a B16M. Now, if we have a look at this bridge thing is huge. RCOB. I also don't know which way any of this goes because it expands out. This is my first time doing it. It could expand upwards, downwards, or anything. So, we're going to put another B16M on. We're then going to go with an A2B2 for power node. We're then going to go for another. Actually, no, we're going to go for an S2W. Like so. Then I'm going to put a B08M on just to pull it away from that power node. And then I'm going to put my RCOB. As I say, I have no idea if it's up, down, or what. I believe that's the right way up. We're going to go ahead and do that. We've got a couple of connections on there. So we've got one there. We've got this one here, which is obviously for a special. And we've got a few power nodes as well. We've also got solar rays coming soon. So, what do we need to wire up the new bridge? Let's head in and add the bulkhead. Everything's safe. Nothing's going to set on fire. Then the RCOB. I'm going to place the RCOB here, out the way of everything. Matter of fact, I'm going to probably move it even further away. There we go. We're going to require power. I'm going to continue to power down. Okay, so that's where it ends there. And we're going to need water. I'm going to somehow have to get water down from up here to my supply. Can't go there. Well, it can go there technically. But it does this weird thing. You know what? I am going to place it here. Because I'll probably move it at a later stage. That's the bridge operational. However, it's going to take 22 power. 8 water, which we might be able to do, but we also need workforce as well because we're already short on workforce. Let's go ahead and get a new module on here. HCA. This is probably going to put everything else out of whack as well, so we'll have to double check how that does. But there we go. It's wired up and ready to go. I do think that we're going to need more power because that's basically taking 22. But we've added one to it, so maybe... Well, no, we didn't add one to it, sorry. I want to add one to it. Once we get the solar panels, I'm not too worried. There we go. Now I've added one power to it. There we go. Right. Head over to our station management interface. The RCOB is now 100%. Our conference room is down to 94. Might be just down to the staff levels, moving about a bit. We've now got 6 lots of research dropping onto our doorstep as well. So we really need to think about what we're going to do here. Now, what have we got coming up in terms of missions? Nothing in terms of missions at the moment, so we're going to have to probably do a little bit of guess. Cabins, I definitely think is going to be an option. However, loading bays are also an option. Guard posts I don't think is too much of a problem at the moment. Neither is the extinguisher system. Optical array maybe, and surveillance maybe. We've got contracts popping in for loading bay. So I think the loading, oh, and that's drones, isn't it? Yeah. So let's get the loading bay next. So once we can get the loading bay, which is 2 admins and the briefing center. So once we complete our missions, we can get them done. So let's fast forward things a little bit. Again, we're still well ahead on credits. Our financial overview, we're now at 35 credits a tick. So we're really eating into our money now, which is why I said it goes up very, very fast. Solar array is taking 200 turns, so it's still going to be a while. The mission is there and it needs doing. But if we don't get some of the research done before we do the mission, we're really going to struggle. Okay. Research. Still don't have the loading bay. Contracts. We have labs available. Surveillance has now popped up as well. Another job complete. Research. So we've got a choice now. Do we do the loading? Do we wait for the last admin center, or do we do the surveillance? They're both 200 turns apiece. The cabin is also available to us as well. Optical arrays available to us. Let's go ahead and do the surveillance. You also see what it actually requires, and you'll see that actually it might be worth cancelling that, because we don't have access to this option here. Let's just go ahead and cancel it. Let's have a look at the loading bay. Also requires one we don't have. Cabins. What's this one here that we still don't have? This one here also has one we don't have. So all of these are going to be basically useless to us when we've had them done. So I'm going to hold off for a second, and I am going to go for the loading bay, because hopefully when we go, by the time we go for the loading bay, one of them extra ones will drop in. Or do we go for the surveillance because it requires the same as what our cabin does? You know what? Let's go for surveillance. Let's stick to our surveillance. Let's go to our contracts and see if we've got anything available. We've got a couple of jobs available. These jobs really are no longer giving us much in the way of profit, because if you think about 580, so it's basically 10 a tick. So if we do that one and do that one, 20 a tick. So we're still 15 down per tick. However, this job here is a ridiculous sum of money, as is this job here for the loading bay. We need that sooner rather than later. So we've got 2 research and 2 jobs. The radar is down to 79%, but everything else is at 100%, so I'm happy with how everything else is going at the moment. The radar's probably got a bit of an issue with it in terms of a fault or something like that. The radar is being used for the solar array, however, so it will slow us down slightly. My concern is now we've not got any big hitters for the money. We are slowly going to eat into our finances, but you know, that's why we built up these finances. We're also not concentrating on the mission as well, which is definitely what I want to do in this episode, because that bridge is going to cost us in the long term. And the solar array is going to help us out with our power supply, which is going to be big for us. It also brings back our radar and one of our admin centers, which means we can look at a new job. Proof of life is also almost complete. Excellent. Civil administration is not far behind, and so is the solar array. So realistically, we can hold off for them and see what we get once we've unlocked them. Strange noises. We're looking at 2 radars now. So we're now getting double jobs, which is absolutely fine. Long live the Emperor. Again, we need 2 conference rooms for that. That recruitment job is still there, but we need the second conference room. So we're good. As a matter of fact, there are now 3 jobs with the conference room twice. So we're going to have to really consider getting another conference room now. Another job drops in. Meeting. A little bit of extra credits there, and it's the only one that's got 2 uses. There we go. Let's get that on there. to try and keep the credits at least afloat so we can get some of these researches complete. One of the researches is not far behind now, which is our solar arrays. There we go, 100% on the solar array. Perfect, let's get that completed. Have a look at what contracts we have now. Multi-layer scans still not available to us. We've got handling of goods, civil administration, and that is about it. Or we can do optical array. The optical array is the only one that's available to us, which does give us the multi-layer scan. But again, optical array, I believe, requires a lot more than what we can provide. It's got the tank on it. 200 turns. Cabin's only 120. Let's go ahead and let's complete another job. Just to keep the credits topped. Just while we get the surveillance done. We'll basically break even this time because these two jobs here make us break even. Give or take. We're actually probably slightly down, but we are doing surveillance research, so there we go. Another job complete, another contract drops in. Again, nothing we can do here now. We've got a single job to do. Research, optical array. Let's get the optical array done, because that's realistically all we've got. We do need to seriously consider now looking at... I'm thinking putting another radar on. As a matter of fact, we're going to put another radar on. It's probably going to be our cheaper option. Let's go ahead and get a second radar done. We've got the solar panels now. So if we get the radar array on, get it pointed in a different direction, which was kind of cool. Now, these solar panels are, if I remember correctly, are quite big. And they are not in our main grid system. They require the blue connectors. So, let's have a look at them. I'm going to place an S4W there. And I'm going to place it downwards like so. Then I'm going to get a solar array. We're not going to get probably another one on there. No, we're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel that. Remove that. Place a bulkhead on. A B08M. Then an S4W. And then we're going to try and place our solar array. That shouldn't interrupt. No, it won't interrupt our habitat modules. There we go. So, we've got some missions completed. Let's get straight on top of the mission completed. Another contract drops in. Again, nothing on board really. We could do another research. No, we can't even do another research. So we definitely need to... Well, we've got only research going. So we need to... We'll just pause for a second while we complete our ASL. We've got three systems. We've got the bulkhead to deploy. Doesn't matter what order we do it here. New solar array. The solar array requires water. So what we're going to do is... We're more than likely going to be running solar arrays more than nothing. So let's get the water down this here and into here. Now we're probably going to need more water because I think we're only using the two. And I think this takes quite a fair whack. It's only 6 still. It provides us with a lot more power when it connects. You can see, it provides us with double the power, but it does take up a lot more space. But uses only slightly more workforce. I actually sometimes think the tritium batteries are probably better. But I do believe that these, well, look at the upkeep cost. Much higher upkeep cost for the tritium batteries in terms of what you get out of it. So that's what you're trading, basically. This is going to also require water, isn't it? So we are going to have to get some more water in here, without a shadow of a doubt. So let's go ahead and place one in. And a nice little small module. So there we go. Water supply. Back onto the ASL. Water synthesizer is now in place. Excellent. Let's release. Make sure everything's wired up properly. Looks like it all is. 98% efficiency. Straight over to the mission manager. Let's get onto the contracts. Strange noises is now available to us. Is there anything else before I click the go button? Nope. Let's get them 2 missions going. That should keep us afloat for a little bit longer whilst we wait for the surveillance mission to be completed. 68% for the radars. I'm not sure why the radars are struggling so much. Let's have a double check. Drones and water supply. Is our solar arrays looking fine? Sorry, not drones, is it? It's terminals. So let's go ahead and get another terminal placed on. Ready project, so let's get that completed first. Close that. Contracts. Still nothing in the way of contracts. Research again, nothing in the way of research. We have to wait for some of these to complete now. Let's get way up there's my terminals there. Get another terminal placed there. Then all the way up here we need another water supply. It's probably then going to eat into my services even more. New deployable services. Go, is that? Oh, so that was actually too close. There we go. Let's get that one wired up first. This wired up second. There we go. Just give it a little bit more space. We've got the space for it, so why not? There we go. We may have to hold off completing the actual storyline mission for this. Let's have a look how that's doing. So, power supply is fine. Power supply is fine. Water's fine. That should increase these here. Water's still saying 20.5, but I do believe it's probably going to be about right. I was about to say our workforce is slightly down. I'm not too worried about that. We're nearly at 100%. Let's have a look how we're looking. One job is nearly complete. We're really dropping on credits now. And I am concerned. Have a look what we've got. Analysis of tactical data is available. Or do we do research again? The cabin. Let's get the analysis of the tactical data. We do need to consider doing that. But once we've completed a couple of these, I think we'll be okay. Strange Noises is a good job for us, which is about to finish. Excellent. Then again, will hopefully give us, because there's nothing at the moment. Nothing in research either. We're about as good as we're going to get there again. This optical array is one that we want because it's using 2 of our 3 labs. We are just under 10,000 credits again, so earning all that credits earlier on has allowed us to back up what we needed to do now, which is a little bit of a stint with the research. Not too much of an issue. If we start hitting the 4K mark and going underneath that, then I'm going to be very concerned. But we're not. We're not too far off now. 70% for both. Analysis of tactical data will obviously complete before it, which will give us a nice bump for cash. These researches just take that long. The 200 turns that they take so long. And unfortunately, there's not really much of a way to improve on that. Just keep the efficiency up to 100% and get it done as quick as you can. The analysis of the tactical data has decided to slow down. There we go. Completed job. Excellent. Right. We've got an option here now. We could hang fire until the research is complete, and we've got this job here, but it's not really a major amount. We could build one of these, conference room, which I am very much tempted to do, because if we have a look at it, we can actually do it, yes. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start these 3 jobs here, and then I'm going to build a new conference room. Let's go to the ESV. I believe the conference room is this one. Yeah, that's fine. Now these conference rooms are the ones that require a lot of staff, so we're going to place 2 HCAs on. Now the downside is we haven't unlocked the cabins yet. The cabins give us much greater workforce for the space that we have, and obviously the upkeep's better and stuff like that. We can start replacing some of these batteries with new solar systems. We're going to need environmentals, and we're going to need another docking port because we're already on the edge. We're then going to put another solar panel here, and then we're going to wire everything up. The solar panel is going to be required because we're going to be eating a lot of power here. Another airlock. As I say, my main concern here is that we're using small habitats that require a large amount of resources to power this. So my first job I'm going to try and do soon is replace them. I don't mean adding to them, I mean fully replacing them. We'll strip them right back, put the cabins on, but there's a while yet to do that. There's a couple of things we have to unlock. That's not that, it's the water supply that I want. That's the one I want to connect to this. Now we can consider dropping some of these as well once I see how the power's going. Everything else is wired up apart from my airlock. Let's go ahead and I want to have a look and see if we've got a good supply of power. Because if we do, I may drop some of the power cells. 94% efficiency. Oh, we just got a bunch of new jobs in as well. Tank farm, the low pressure stuff, everything that we require for all of them has now dropped in. How's that looking? Environmental's down, as is the cargo bay. We need another cargo bay, which is what I expected. Environmentals are still nowhere near. Get this down here. Let's get another cargo bay. Again, we'll get another power node here. Drop another couple of environmentals here. I do actually think we've got better workforce than what it's saying because it's not topped up yet. Environmentals. Oh, I didn't wire one of them up. I missed the second one. Okay, I apologise for cutting off there, but if I go any further than where I am right now, the game crashes. So I'm not sure why, but I have sent a report. But yeah, we're gonna leave the episode there. I'm gonna send the report through to the developers, and hopefully we get a fix. I can continue to save, because for some reason, as soon as I try to wire up this last environmental, it just cuts off the game. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Hopefully we get a response back soon about the fix, and then we can continue on with the missions. Hopefully we'll see this all set up. We're in a good position still. I think we've got a lot more research that's just dropped by. The bioreactor that we were expecting has dropped on, which is quite cheap compared to what I expected. The loading bay is definitely something we need to consider sooner rather than later, but the bioreactor we need for everything. And obviously we've also got the low pressure ionizer as well, which we need. Docking bay is also one we need to consider because that loading bay requires a lot from the docking bay. So yeah, we're a bit stuck at the moment, but fingers crossed we can get back out of it. We've got a few jobs going, so credits are looking good. Still got a few contracts available. We've now got the Long Live the Emperor, which is a nice big payout. So we'll drop that down onto there. You can see that our credits are up quite considerably. So what I'm probably going to do is recycle some of the power supplies, replace them with the solar arrays. I may actually completely strip the solar arrays as well and do a whole arm where the old power units used to be. So if we look at where the power supply is right now, which is currently on this little bit of a spiral. Yep, it's this side. What I may do is I may just put the connector longer. Obviously, put a bulkhead on there, and then have this entire array of solar panels coming out from the side, which will look pretty cool as well. And it does make the station kind of be a bit more station-esque, I should say. But obviously, the problem with these is they only have one connector, so they will probably be... We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out for it. It will have to be up and down, though, rather than side to side, because we've obviously got our docking things there. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do it. Hopefully this won't crash, and this will be the final thing I do on this episode. But we will attempt to dismantle. Cancel. Cancel. Move. Move that. Place the bulkhead on there. Place a B16M there. We're going to need it to probably go out a little bit further than that. So then let's get another B16M. Then we're going to split it like so, but obviously we can't do it that way because we need to continue it on. So let's do that because that makes it a little bit easier for us. Let's get our solar panels on. Solar panel on there. Then we'll go for another B16M, I think. It's going to be close, so yes. Another connector for the S4W. And another 2 solar panels. And I think that's us for the solar panels. Now we just need to double check and make sure we've got no power nodes, which I know we've got a couple placed about. There's one possibly... I think we've got one on... Do we have one on the back of these? That's the front side, so that's not going to help. Where are we? That's the habitat module of these. That's habitat module, but I think that's a battery. It is. Mantle that battery. I believe we've got a battery here as well. Clear that. I'm not too worried about having these nodes available. Just double check we haven't got any more batteries. There probably is some more batteries on this station somewhere. Have a look at the ASL. Yeah, we've got two batteries somewhere on this station. Probably anywhere, I guess. Oh, are they on the bottom of here? There's one. Remove one and remove the other. That gives us basically a fresh new start to our power supplies. And that should hopefully drop down our requirements. Whilst we're moving everything around, we may as well reconnect these two. There we go. We then need to get the water supply. That water supply is going to be a problem for me. There we go, that's no issues. Yeah, that's fine. That's connected, so I just need to connect the power lines. Go. And hopefully this will reduce our outgoings as well. Or upkeep, I should say, for the power that we're getting. We've got an extra bulkhead to add on to there. Okay, so the last thing I have to do is try and connect these, but every time, as I say, I try to connect them, it breaks the game. So, I'm going to save it there. We're going to end the episode there as well. Hopefully, we'll get a fix sooner rather than later. We can continue on. But thank you very much for joining me. Until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I shall see you all next one. Bye-bye for now.